Hello everybody, my name is Troublemaker and this is the semi-frequent, semi-often Wargame podcast called Wargame Talk. And today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Now I haven't done a lot of these recently because of the ridiculous numbers of tournaments and esports we've seen in the community that has grown in the last 3 to 4 months. And so we're going to do a little bit of a wrap up of all the stuff that's more or less happened since then. So we're going to start off with mods. Now, of course, last time we talked, I basically said that mods do exist. They're being worked on. Well, mods have blown up in the community, and now there are tons of them, and they've even managed to change textures, and they're creating new units, and not quite at the point of creating new nations, but they're still working on it. The final development pack for the mods has been released, and people are working within that. Given things being what they are, it's expected that Red Dragon might also have a mod development pack, because the main mod developer will be in fact playing around in the beta. Having said that, mods that we're very excited about right now. Featured on this channel this week is 1984. This is a mod that's in alpha, and what it does is it will slow down the game. So you get points every 10 minutes instead of having it trickling often. You will have less units to choose from, very small condensed pack. You will have very, very long shot timers, very long reload timing. Units can take less damage, and you can rally a lot less. Very simplified, but it's a very much slow motion mod, and decisions matter a lot. Me and Novewing played around with it. Quite fun in alpha. Definitely support this mod. We'd like to see a full release of this one. Currently, only a few nations working with it. Having said that, moving on, we have news with respect to Germany, which is still being developed, still being updated. It has actually moved beyond the realm of just East and West Germany and has been renamed with Destiny, which is very appropriate. They've been working with Britain. They've been working with a decent amount of Czechoslovakia and Poland and getting them up to scale. And they've been working on balancing it so it's a fun experience for every nation. Similarly, the Power to the Miners mod is still being worked on, still being updated, and there's only a few more things that the mod developer Mike Boy needs to work out, and he will have the next version of Power to the Miners released. Moving on to esports, we've had a lot that's happened. The ESL happened and finished. I think they rewarded $3,000 or $4,000 in prizes, something pretty ludicrous. And, overwhelmingly, no unit left there with the biggest amount of wins. After that, the Clash of Clans 2 finished up. And the Clash of Clans 2, once again, saw no unit coming out on top, doing very, very well with that. In recent memory, we have the 3v3 Tournament of Glorious Design, which has been kind of upgraded. The winners of this tournament will be winning a VIP beta key for each member of the team, obviously, for the upcoming Red Dragon beta. So far, the leaders are PLF, WTF in Space, Red Chieftains, Steel Balaliklas, and RKKA. But all of these teams are within striking distance of each other, and depending on how the last few matches work out in this league-style tournament, we could see anyone take this. PLF Overdogs is in the lead basically because they're the only team that has played all of their games. But lots in striking distance. WTF in Space specifically, if they win their next two, they will be tied, in which case it goes towards who perform better in terms of points. We also have a new tournament style coming up called BTR Flash Tournament. We've already seen one. This was a 1v1 tournament. They generally last about 4.5 hours long total. Longer if you survive longer, and it's all done at once. Maximum of 16 positions. So the first tournament was 16 players, 1v1. Amber T took that victory. The one that's being played today, or maybe it's tomorrow, will be a 2v2 tournament, and the winner will be getting a beta key for that. Definitely continue to harass tournament organizer Gripper to continue doing these until Red Dragon. They are fun. They're great. You should definitely join in. The group, the Steam group for the BTR Flash Tournaments, is available in the description, and you can definitely check that out. Moving on, we have Red Dragon coming up, and big news, VIP beta is imminent. Now, imminent by Eugen Systems can mean anything from next week to 6 months. So there's nothing to get too excited about, but it is coming up soon. I'm kind of hoping for in a month or so, maybe a birthday present for Troublemaker. Who knows? We have a lot of stuff that they've already shared with us to get us kind of jacked for this. One thing but sad news, there will be no submarines or submersible vehicles. It was kind of thought that submarines might be added in because they might be able to fit into the oceans and the rivers, and they'd be an anti-ship unit that would kind of fit the balance, because a lot of helicopters, when they come above the ocean, can also deploy anti-air and standard rockets. But that will not be the case. No submarines in Wargame Red Dragon. Confirmed, announced. You heard it here first at the TMC. Well, you probably heard of it somewhere else as well, possibly. Another big announcement, of course, is amphibious landings. There will be amphibious vehicles. Right off the top of my head, there's actually a flamethrower tank amphibious vehicle that will be able to provide anti-infantry options as you move your infantry units in for an amphibious landing. This means you'll now have to protect your seacoast from possible amphibious landings. There's lots of amphibious vehicles. A number of them will be carrying things like infantry. And the unique thing with those amphibious vehicles is that they can go across ponds, lakes, whatnot, and then they can travel on the road. So very scary new threat. We'll have to see how that affects the metagame. The ocean points will be controlled by command ships that you'll be getting in some way or the other. And yeah, you will have to control these points using these command ships. You lose the command ship, you lose the point. Speaking of Navy, we will be seeing all naval maps. This is actually quite exciting. You'll have 2 or 3 sides with, 2 actually, with all Navy decks just fighting off on purely using their ships, purely using micro. Not entirely sure how that's going to work out. Maybe it will only be in the campaign. Maybe it will be a custom map setting that everyone in the room has to agree to. But it is something extra to kind of play with the game, and it might end up being kind of a mini game, which will be cool as well. Hopefully with forced decks so that new players don't get lost. We will have 1,200 units modeled in the game. That doesn't mean that there's 1,200 units. There might be 1,400 units in the game. That means there's 1,200 individual tank, airplane, aircraft, recon, infantry models in the game that they can pick and choose from. So that's, a lot of potential units. Other important news happens with the campaign. Last time I announced that there were 6 or 7 campaigns going to be released. This one has to do with how the actual campaign works out. So in the old one, you would order a campaign battle group, and you can deploy them at a spot. And that battle group would get beaten back, they'd lose units, and they become useless, and they'd eventually lose. With the way that Red Dragon is going to work out, you can pull units from one battle group and move them to another. So let's say you have a battle group that only has anti-air units left, because you've lost most others. Well, now you can pull those anti-air units from that battle group, add them to another one, and create a much larger battle group. So things will be a little more fluidic. Simultaneously, you can also move units from one battle group and split them off into 2 battle groups to kind of hit 2 flanks. So you're going to have a lot more control of your battle groups in this campaign, and it's already looking much better. I'm going to hold most of my praise for actually playing the campaign, because it could still be bad. We're really hoping for something great. Thank you guys for listening to all the latest news. I will be trying to do these once a week, and if you want all the latest news on Wargame AirLand Battle, check out their website, wargamealb.com. Check out reddit/r/wargame. Come back to my channel, and yeah, take it easy. Take it easy.